Golly, guys. Gosh, what a great night last night was. I was working on the Ethereum dApp, and I've got a great tutorial coming out. It may already be out by the time this episode gets out. I was up to like 12 last night working on it. It was so fun, so fun. So check that tutorial out if blockchain stuff is part of your curiosity, guys. But okay, so we're gonna learn a little bit of Python and shell scripts and terminal stuff today. So terminal, in short, is kind of how we can navigate our desktop and computers and servers and things. That is typically through a terminal where we can kind of go through our files, go through our directories and fun stuff. So let's see what we are going to learn today. This course will be a bit different than others that you've taken so far for boot.dev. So it's going to be different than our Python sections. Okay, so instead of writing code in the browser, we're going to be interacting with a command line interface on your local machine, the CLI. You'll pass off most of the lessons in this course by copying and pasting text into your terminal and input them from there in the site. Okay, so we're going to do some CLI stuff on our machine. How to access your terminal on Mac is you could hit space and command and then just search for terminal. Boom, there it is. So you could also find it, Google it, guys. What I mean, do the old trusty Google. How to open terminal. Boom. Whether you're on Windows or Mac, right? Go ahead and get that terminal fired up. So so here we go. So in Python, you'll probably run code on your own machine and type it in this terminal, something like this, python main.py. This course is to get you feeling comfortable working with the CLI. Okay, cool. So we're done with step uno numero. I said it backwards. Uno numero. Awesome. So let's move forward. Guys, let's get cooking a bit, right? Let's cook with some grease in the skillet. So CLI versus GUI. A CLI is your terminal, ugly, navigating your things, and then GUIs actually put a little bit of sauce on the terminal so you can make it look pretty. So okay, so let's see. So what is the CLI? You'll often hear them as your terminal, your shell, your command line interface, a CLI, command prompt, all those kind of words. GUI, if you don't have the technical background, you probably been interacting with a GUI with your computer or phone. When you use a mouse and click on fancy icons, buttons, menus, things like that, that's a GUI. So this Finder, I didn't realize that's a GUI, but it's a GUI. So, okay, cool. So to be fair, it's easier to teach someone how to use a GUI than a CLI. CLI, it's not as intuitive, but okay, so let's see. So they're weak. You are given much more control on your computer through a CLI. With the GUI, you're limited to the exposed options in front of you. So GUI is kind of the abstraction built on top of something, right? Where the CLI, it's like you can actually just access documents and navigate files below. So that's fun. It says they're slow. Once you know commands to type, it's much faster to type them than to click through with a mouse. Your keyboard's always the fastest, guys. Whenever you can just stay on your VS Code and just use your keyboard without clicking around and stuff, it's typically quicker. So if you're good on the keyboard, there's all sorts of shortcuts and commands. So it's always going to be quicker. GUIs are not automatable, versus you could write scripts and stuff for CLIs that are automatable. They're not as cool, right? So you will be invited to 90% fewer romantic outings if you're a GUI user. Shots fired. Shots fired. Okay, so assignment, open your terminals and echo hello world. So what happens when you press enter? When we do that, we're going to see the text of the hello world responded in our terminal. So let me zoom in. Boom, we'll echo hello world. And you can see echo is kind of a command to, let's see, boom, to echo something. So we can put whatever we want. Echo pegs. Boom. Okay, cool. So let's keep it moving, guys. Let's keep it moving. So there's a few things installing Windows system for Linux, guys. Look at this if you're on a Windows machine. Basically, just run through a YouTube. Hey, how do I install my Windows subsystem for Linux? So if you're on Windows, it looks like you do need to install some stuff. I'm not on Linux, so I'm going to go ahead or I'm not on Windows, so I'm going to go ahead and move forward with this step, and we're going to cruise on by. So let's see. If we go over lists, dictionaries, things like that, and CDing into things. Let's see, go next. It's not going next. What's going on? Boom. What is terminal? Okay, so a terminal or terminal editor is a text-based operating system, a set of commands that can be used to control this server. Let's see. Not sure, guys. Let's see. How would you technically define the terminal? As we talked about, the terms shell, CLI, and terminal are often used to refer to the same thing. The program that lets you text-based commands. So a set of text-based commands. Let's see. Boom. Nice. What is a shell? So if your terminal is just a program that lets you issue text-based commands and renders the output of those commands, what is the program that runs those commands? That's a shell. A shell does a lot of things, but their main job is to interpret the commands you type to execute them. Shells are often referred to as REPLs. REPL stands for read, evaluate, print, and loop. This is a fancy way of saying shell programs that read the commands you type, evaluate those commands, print them, and give you a new prompt to type a new thing. So, assignment: in your own shell, run the following command. Looks like they've also added our command here, but we've done mathematical expressions in the terminal. Sweet. Okay, so we'll go submit that here. That's not what they wanted. So if you're on Windows, of course, you got to do something different. Sorry for the Windows users, but for the Mac users, you're just diving right in, or Linux users, you just dive right in. So tip, if you're confused about how to use this, here's some example of some prompts and outputs. Okay, so we've already messed around with our terminal, guys. We've done expression. You could do express 1, 2, 3 plus 4, 5, 6. We have 579 for the answer, guys. And we'll go over some commands real quick. So you could do ls for list. And what this will do is list out all of your items. So I'll clear that. We could do ls to list out something, but then you could also say cd into like one of those items. So hold on, let's actually do the ls real quick. And you could list out all these items, and you have like your desktop folder. You have all these other folders that are just kind of things that I've done. But desktop is something we're all used to, or like our downloads or documents. So I could actually do this thing called cd. And I forget what CD stands for. I think it's, let's see, what does CD stand for in terminal? Change directory, of course. So we have change directory into desktop, and we could CD into our desktop. And this is now our same thing as looking at our desktop. This would be the same thing now. So we should see, and guys, I have a ton of files. I have three monitors real quick, but when I print a ton of files, don't judge me. I'm printing like 3 movies when I make this, because I do the audio, the video, and then I put them together to make a third file. So there's going to be a ton of files here. But when I ls, we're going to see all of the files that are also on. So you can see all these movies I'm talking about. The what is Redis? There's 3 of them, right? But this is going to be all of our desktop files. So even like this joint bank account folder, it's going to be in this file thing right here. So if we look for it, where is it? LMNOP, where is it? Boom, boom, boom. ABCDFG, HIJ, it should be HIJ, joint account, HIJ. Well, it should be somewhere. Let's see. Oh, here's a whole bunch more folders. Okay, so here's the lowercase folders, and joint bank account, boom, that's one of them. So in the patient service, that's another. Photo recognition, full stack tutorial, ads or backend. You can see all of these files are right here. So that's ls. It's opening so if we do ls, and then we can actually like cd into joint bank account if we wanted. So change directory into joint bank account, boom. And we're now in this folder, and this folder has its own things. So that's the GUI if we click on it. But if we do ls here, we could see that we could actually see all these same items here. Boom, 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 boom. It's the same item. So that's a little bit. And you can do cd ... to go back out of your directory. So let's do that. And let's go back out of the desktop. We'll go cd ... And then I could say clear to clear out the whole terminal. So that's just a little bit of navigating. And guys, when you use cd to joint bank account, unless you have that folder, you're not going to be able to cd into that. So you need to be able to cd into a folder on your desktop, and then cd ... back out of it. Okay, so let's read what we got here. So we did the expression. What's the assignment? In your own shell, run the following command. Okay, so we did that. Submit. Didn't work. You will reduce 85. Okay, that's fine. Okay, cool. We want the solution. Input text must. Oh, they wanted us to put the answer here. Got it. Okay. I didn't realize they wanted us to do the expression or not. But okay, so variables. If you're using an unknown Ubuntu on WSL, you're probably running a bash shell. If you're on Mac OS X or Mac OS, you're using a ZSH shell. For Linux, I pray for what you're using. That's funny. At this point, you're using one of these 2 shells, and they happen to be powerful programming languages, and they have a lot of variables functions used. That said, only crazy people write large programs in shell languages. Shells are optimized for running other programs and writing small scripts, not for writing programs. So you technically can do a lot. I think this is like NeoVim. Is that a shell language technically? is NeoVim a shell? So NeoVim is I know like really proper high level programmers use NeoVim for their shell. I believe it's a shell with VS Code, or you can write code in NeoVim, but also it's like I'll have to look into it more. But typically you kind of have those things separate. You have your shell languages, your terminal to kind of navigate your laptop and machine, if you will. But then you have like your VS Code to actually your kind of like GUI of programming, right? Like an interface for writing programs on top of that. So don't use a terminal to write programs, even though you could technically. Oh, cool. So create a variable. So let's go to terminal. Let's learn some stuff. Fun. So we can create a terminal. I'll say name equals lane, and that looks like an echo name, and it should show me lane. Cool. Look at that. That is pretty cool. So I can say name equals, oh guys, I'm going to clear all this stuff. So name equals lane. I'll change it to pags, and we can echo name and boom pags. Cool. So unlike Python, where you could just use a variable name in your shell, you need to prefix it with the $sign. Okay, so assignment for the rest of this, you've been hired by World Bank to internally investigate a security breach. Most message corps, they don't know what they're doing, but they're more than happy to overpay you to come. And so they could say they have a third-party expert that has reviewed their system. Turns out you're not an expert, but when can you learn on someone else's dime? Why not jump at the opportunity, right? Anyhow, you'll be using your terminal and shell to traverse files, manipulate text, run programs, and find suspicious activities. Paste the following things into your shell. Next, write and execute a bash command that will print out the following. Okay, so let's go to our terminal. We'll go ahead and just set these variables to this, and then what we're going to need to do is echo all of those variables. So we could say echo, let's see, echo World Bank, right? So bank name, and I think we need a space here. We can say was founded, and another space, and then we need to do this, and we need to do the $sign. Let's see if this works, guys. We'll say founded here, and space with the string by, and one more $sign. See, let's see if that works. Boom, cool. Oh, okay, I guess we didn't need to do all the spaces. Roughly, we got her down. Okay, so that is how we wrote our super secret message. World Bank was founded in 1969 by Jeff Gates. Once you've made sure you're properly working, paste the command that you use to generate. Okay, so they want us to paste this command now to double check that we've done it correctly. Sweet. Guys, we're cruising right along. I kind of want to get through the terminals. I'm not going to lie. I'm just like, let's get back to work so we can get back to Python, get to Golang, and get moving, right? But okay, this is going to be important. We're going to learn a ton of stuff here with terminals. Okay, so when you're working in a REPL, it's really helpful to be able to see the commands that you've typed in the past. That way you can easily rerun them. Copy and paste them into a script. So assignment, let's take a look at your shell's history. You can go ahead and say history, and you can see all of the line changes, all the fun stuff. Okay, so you can see all my git commands, all that fun stuff. Cool. What is the format of the code? As I have no idea. A list of commands, one line, sorted, oldest to newest. We'll go with that one. Sweet. Got it. Nailed it. Navigate history. Arrows. You'll often use to rerun a command that you've done. Okay, so we can actually, if you guys see on your keyboard, just pop open an arrow, and you can go to your last commands. You can navigate your last commands if you want. Just kind of scroll through them, which is kind of cool. Okay, so let's see. So the up arrow goes back in history. The down arrow goes forward. I think that'll work. Maybe not. Oh, sweet. Cool. So the clear command deletes all your shell history from memory or clears the terminal screen. I think it's just clearing the terminal screen. And that's what you guys have seen. We could say no. So it shows all this stuff, and I could say clear and just gives us some space. So pretty cool. Okay, so terminal alternatives, there's iTerm, there's a few other, there's built-in IDE terminals. We've done that with a lot of VS Code stuff. I don't know if you guys have seen other tutorials of mine. There's the terminal at the bottom of VS Code, or if you guys use VS Code or Visual Studio Code, or the other one, Visual Code. There's iTerm 2, which I believe I have. Term, boom. So this is a custom popular one. It's very fancy dancy. Well, I like it because you could kind of have like these other commands. It'll like do the GitHub Copilot thing, where it shows like the name or whatever. It'll like autofill all this stuff. So I kind of like iTerm 2, to be honest. That's actually what I use in my VS Code. Is it's configured to use iTerm 2. It's a lot just cleaner and fun. So looking at that, there's a great tutorial on YouTube how to customize. Let's see, I'll show you guys how to customize iTerm 2 VS Code. It's this wonderful guy. I'll have to find it. But look into it. Don't be afraid to spend a little time on this stuff. Let's see. You guys are seeing all the software stuff. I think it's this guy right here. Boom. It is this guy. How to make your boring Mac terminal so much better.
Hey guys, in today.
Watch that video. He runs through it all and shows you how to customize your iTerm 2 terminal. So I love it, especially when using VS Code. Let me pull up a project real quick. So here's something from the blockchain tutorial. Super fun, but this is iTerm 2 right here. So you can see it like shows all the commands, right? So if I want to compile something, right, it like shows all the, it's just super fun. It like auto completes for you, and it's just great. So look into iTerm 2. That's fantastic to do. Okay, let's move forward. What is a file system? That was kind of what we were navigating earlier with like, you could CD into your desktop, then CD into your other files. This is what it's showing here. You can CD into directories, and then you can nano to open the files. So what is the first character of a directory? I believe it's just the backslash, So let's try that. Sweet. We could print the working directory, so let's try that. We'll open up that terminal. Let's do pwd, and it shows you the folder where you're currently navigating. So if we say cd desktop and then we say pwd, it'll show us the file path. You're in users, you're in this user's name, and then you're in this folder. Then again, we could actually cd into that joint bank account, and then, to do pwd, and you can see it shows you like, here's where you're at. So if you want to do cd ... it'll take you back one scope. So we're no longer in the joint bank account, we're just in the desktop. And then cd ... again. To say pwd, boom. So that's a bit of that. And the backslashes just represent directories, not files. Directories are just the folders. Fancy word for folder. So we could do that. Boom, boom. We can cd into something. Let's see. I want to cd. Actually, we can nano. Let's see, we have cd vidly. So I could nano into the package JSON, and this will open up the actual file here, which is the actual content of the file. And then we could say Control X to get out of that. So nano is how to open a file, and then cd is how to navigate into a directory. And then you could do an mkdir to make a directory as well. Okay, so let's see what we have. So time to start digging evidence. Ooh, this is fun. So the output pwd, it shows us our file path, but the text might be different for you, but the structure should be the same. Let's break it down. So the first slash is your folder to represent the root directory. Then we have our users, and then the user's name. So this is our folder structure. Boom. The assignment, time to start digging for evidence. Copy and paste the command line and run it. Interesting. It's always sketchy to do, just to copy down some old thing. But so this is actually going to do, you guys won't be able to copy it, obviously, unless you're following on boot.dev. But this will, I believe, download a GitHub thing and then show us what it is. So let's see. Let's see what it is. Let's open up our terminal. Let's paste that in. Password. Ooh, yikes, right? Just downloaded something onto the computer, So pwd. Let's see where we're at. Oh, did I download this into vidly? I did. Okay, so let's go back into vidly, and then we'll cd into world bank. And we can code dot. The command code's not downloaded. Whoopsie daisy. So install the command code. Sorry, guys. Let me just run through this real quick. Just enjoy the video for right now. Let's see what the World Bank thing. So this is their actual World Bank application, I suppose, that they're trying to show us. And with all these accounts, just random account names, CDs, random certificate of deposits, random credit cards. Cool. Random loans. Interesting. Company info. This is the company info. And yeah, looks like this. So they have an RSA private key, looks like. They have, boom, PR ideas. Money trees for everyone. We are literally invested in the environment. Fun. And they have a little bit of Go. Cool. Guys, this is really cool. They set it up really, really cool. This is awesome. I don't know what a ton of this Go stuff is, right? What is all this? What is all this? Okay, so let's go back to our assignment. We just wanted to open it up and see what was kind of going on. So you should now have a World Bank directory, and you can ls into it. So we're going to do this proper. I'm going to actually build another copy of this, and let's copy this down, And we'll go ahead, guys, and I'll actually put this command in the description below. Let's cd into World Bank and code World Bank, and it'll ask us, I'm sure, to, oh, we don't need to do the code. We just need to cd into it. Finally, use the ls command to see what's in the, okay, so all they want us to do, ls and believe, copy and paste that. Let's try. Sweet. So that's just unpacking the folder structure, but kind of, guys, I wouldn't get too stuck on like tutorials, and the walkthroughs are really important, but more importantly, it's like don't get super zoomed in. If you're failing stuff here, not a big deal. The most important part is like you're understanding what the terminal is for, and like how to navigate it a bit, and why we just did ls, what it really means when we do ls. It's showing us all of these files right here. When we say ls, it's saying list out all the files in the World Bank folder. That's all it's saying. So if we could probably find the World Bank folder on my top. I'm sure it's somewhere here. Just have a ton of files, and I don't know which desktop it's actually on. But I will look. I'm looking for y'all. Let's see if it's on this one. Guess I'm not sure where it's at. It might be over here. Let's see. Nope, I don't see it. But okay, so wherever it is, exists in the ethos for me at this point in time. But it's just going to have these few things in it, and that's all we're doing is listing out those items. So try not to get like, oh, I failed the question, I must be an idiot. I used to think that all the time when I was learning, well, still learning software, but it's just try to see what like they're teaching, like the bird's eye thing. I don't know how to explain it. Like zoom out. Like don't worry as much about like is getting the answer correct as learning the concept. Don't worry about the fireworks. The fireworks are great. Boot.dev crushed their learning platform, but just understand what's all happening. Okay. Oh, we're on file 2, chapter 2. I didn't even realize. We're freaking 2-3 in. So we went a little bit over, but that's perfect. Not a problem. So I'm gonna wrap it up here, and we'll move on to, or we'll continue chapter 2, I suppose. Looks like there's a few things here. Chapter 2, we will continue that tomorrow. So, oh, we talked about cd dot dot. So let's actually do this real quick. Let's go ahead and cd dot dot out of this, I suppose. So it's cd dot dot and ls World Bank. So it's still the same deal. Then run the ls command, but pass in the name of the World Bank. Oh, fun. Okay. So paste the output. Still should be the same deal. Cool. So that shows us that. Okay. Well, let's kind of move forward. Oh, whoa. Is that actually to my computer? That's so crazy. It's wild if that's really my computer. All right, guys. Well, I am going to wrap it up here, but thank you so much for coming on the journey and learning the beginning of terminals and shell scripts. And it's a huge thing. There's NeoVim and tons of stuff that I have no idea about NeoVim. So it's a whole ecosystem out there. And yeah, let's take count of where we're at on the courses. We are beginning this chapter 2, and you can see how quick we're already progressing right along. So maybe 4 episodes of this, and we'll be into the next bit about object-oriented programming. Maybe 2-3 lessons there, and then we'll be cruising on by. Maybe 1 lesson there. So if you made it this far, we're gonna do like 8 episodes, and we're gonna be down here, and then we'll be onto some more heavy Python stuff, and then off to the JavaScript ecosystem. And yeah, it's gonna be a good time, guys. I'm really excited for the Golang stuff. It's just simple language, should be fun. And then Docker's gonna be good to really get, and then crypto with Go, it's gonna be fun, guys. I'm doing some blockchain stuff as mentioned, and that should be really fun to kind of bird's eye view understand how Golang would interact well with it. So stay tuned, and we're going to cover a whole bunch of material. And guys, the channel, I'm always building stuff on the side, little tutorials, little tinkering things. So make sure to check those out as well. I will see you on the next one.